Today, I will be teaching you how to find the mode of a data set. Now, before we can even find the mode of a data set, we first need to know the definition of mode, what mode means. And so right here, I provided the definition of mode for you. Mode is a measure of central tendency which identifies the most frequent score in a group of scores. So, for example, if you had this group of scores right here, this data set, the mode would be 9 because 9 is the most frequent score within this group of scores, and it's as simple as that. Now, I just told you that mode is a measure of central tendency, so just as a review, if you forgot what a measure of central tendency was or you didn't know, a measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying the central position within that set of data. So not only is mode a measure of central tendency, but mean and median are also measures of central tendency. They're all single values that attempt to describe a set of data. Alright, so here are the steps to finding mode. Finding mode is pretty simple once you know how to do it. So the first step is to put the numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Honestly, I don't think it matters if you order them from least to greatest or greatest to least. The reason why we are ordering them is so we can find the mode quicker. So it honestly doesn't matter which way you go about that. And then after that, step 2 is to count how many times each of the numbers appear. For example 1, I want us to find the mode of this data set that I have right here for you guys. So first things first is I want us to put the numbers in order either from least to greatest or greatest to least. And as you see right here, I have put the numbers in order from least to greatest. And after we've done that, then we want to count how many times the numbers appear. So usually with this, you can do a quick glance and kind of see which number comes up the most often. And if we did a quick glance right here, we could see that 8 comes up the most often. Or another way to write out the numbers as you're finding the mode is to write it out just like this, from top to bottom. For example, if you see a number with more than one number, then you write it right next to it, right beside it. So you see as I've done that with 4 and with 8. And this will let us know from a quick glance that 8 is going to be your mode because 8 is the number that comes up most often. And so just as I just said, the mode would be 8. A commonly asked question that people often ask is, can I have more than one mode? And my answer to that is yes, of course you can. And oftentimes you probably will have more than one mode. And there are some technical terms that you can use to describe more than one mode. For example, unimodal is one mode, bimodal is 2 modes, trimodal is 3 modes, and multimodal is going to be anything more than 3 modes. Sometimes you might have a professor who would prefer for you to only list the mode that is greater. For example, in this example right here, we have 1's the mode and 4's the mode. Your professor might want you to only put 4 as the mode because it is greater. But honestly, I would not do that unless your professor says to. So maybe ask them and kind of find out how they would like you to list the mode as your answer if you have more than one mode. But if not that, if you haven't asked them or you're unsure or they haven't said anything, then I would always list more than one mode for the answer. Now, oftentimes you're probably going to be given a large data set to find the mode for. And so an easier way to go about finding the mode if you're given a larger data set is if you actually go into Excel and you first copy and paste your data set into a single column or type it in, whichever way you prefer. And then if you click Home and then Sort and Filter, as I have a picture of what that button looks like right here, and then you can actually click either Sort A to Z or Sort Z to A. A to Z is from least to greatest and Z to A is from greatest to least. And that will help a bunch. It will help you to get a quick glance to see which numbers in your data set come up the most often, and that will save you so much time with finding mode. And alright, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you're able to find mode now and you know some good strategies to help you find mode. If you are still struggling with mode, you can practice with a classmate or watch this video again. Thanks for watching!